Welcome, Collective, to Timeless Energy. I'm Barbara. This is a general timeless reading. This is entertainment purpose only. If it does not resonate, please do not try to make it fit. Watch out for scammers. I do not reach out. I don't ask anybody to reach out for me. Anybody who reaches out representing me, it is not me. This is my disclaimer. Okay, sorry, you gotta move these. Okay, you see that? You see that? Okay. Cats rule the earth. Okay, I was just pulling them out. I'm sorry. Okay, I do thank you for the liking and the subscribing. We are a small channel. We grow very slowly. I truly appreciate the support that I get from my subscribers. Every single one of you. Okay. If you have not done so before and you like the content of my video, press subscribe. By all means, if you are a subscriber or if you're not a subscriber and you like the content of my video, don't forget to press like before you leave this channel. I really appreciate all of that support. It helps grow the channel. It helps send the channel out farther. That seems to be what we're working on right now. I do thank you for any kind of contribution or donations. There are a couple of links in the description box if you want to go in that direction. And okay, today, like I said, we've got the cats rule the earth. Then I will be, as always, oh wait, no, I'm not using that one today. What am I using? Learning tarot cards. And Citadel. Yep, gotta move it again, Citadel. Okay. I might pull from the Runes Oracle. I'm not sure. And if it's an opportunity, we might pull the Cosmic Tarot Oracle. I've got both of those down. I put a couple of different Oracle cards closer to me. Actually, to tell you the truth, here, hold on a minute. Let me get one more that just caught my eye. The Divine Time Oracle. That's always a good one. I haven't used it in a while. We're just going to set these down here. I don't know which ones I'm going to be grabbing when Oracle time comes. Depends on how the read comes out. Sorry about that. Okay. So we need 3 cards. Okay. Spirit guide us. Spirit guide us. Oops. Let me move this so I can shuffle. Okay. Not very much room. Spirit guide us. Spirit guide us. Archangel Michael should protect us and guide us for today's timeless energy message. Archangel Michael, protect us and guide us for today's timeless energy message. Archangel Michael, protect us and guide us for today's timeless energy message. Spirit guide us. Spirit guide us. Spirit guide us. These are a little slick. We're only pulling 3 cards. Spirit guide us. You can fast forward through this if you want. We have the Judgment card. Came out in reverse. 2 more cards for today's timeless energy message. 2 more cards for today's timeless energy message. 2 more cards for today's timeless energy message. Spirit guide. Oop. There we go. We got the Ace of Cups. Spirit guide us. One more card for today's timeless energy message. One more card, Spirit guide us. One more card, Spirit guide us. One more card, Spirit guide us. Spirit guide us. Oh, there we go. And the King of Cups. Oh, in reverse. Okay. Where did that box go? Oh, let me stick this away. I don't want to lose the cards. These are slippery. I love the cats rule the earth. I remember when I got them. I haven't been using them lately, so put a couple of reeds here using my cats. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. I just made a pot of tea. But I don't know. I actually wasn't planning this read. I went and started saging a little bit, and it just suddenly hit me. I wanted to draw some cards and see what the energy was. So, Judgment in reverse. Now, the Judgment card is the crown chakra. It's Pluto energy. And to be quite honest, I'm seeing a lot of emotional. I'm picking up emotional from here. Emotional. We're getting a lot of emotional energy. Now, Judgment in reverse could be a little self-absorbed. It's actually unhealthy. Well, you know that I'm going to tell you what it means in the upright because it gives you a better idea of what kind of energy we're dealing with. Usually, considering something very important, it can be a time of evaluation. Well, you know what? Everybody passes judgment, or like a lot of people say they don't, but you know, most people do. Okay, but this is self-assessment, I think, and you are highly critical of yourself. This could be coming about in a change of careers or having to do with relationship-related type things. Okay, but in reverse, you're very, very critical. It is self-assessment. It's supposed to be self-criticism. The energy itself, but, you know, if it resonates, it could because you're critical of someone else. Or maybe the energy is you are being exposed to someone who's very self-critical, and that can be a boring conversation. It can also be a failure to face facts. You're searching for answers. You're searching for answers that you don't have the answers to. And you're just not facing facts. Okay? This is part of what being judgmental or being self-critical can do. It can create alienation in some cases. It's very, very good at that. Very, very good at that. Being unaware or having a lack of awareness of. This can happen. You can be very critical of yourself, but the truth of the matter is you haven't sat down You haven't meditated or taken into personal reflection of, gone through the dark soul of the night type thing, and really recognized who you were with certain things in your life that you've gone over, where you're busy blaming other people for that. Okay, so you didn't go through the dark night of the soul, followed with the reflection period, which kind of puts a light on what you're all about, which also brings back not the fact that you don't see other people for who they are, but the fact that you're totally not taking a look at yourself. I'm trying to find the words for it. Trying to find the words for it. Facing the facts about yourself is one of the hardest things that you're capable, to be able to do. If you're going through a dark night of the soul, or you're going through a period of doubt, you're going through a period of self-reflection, this is one of the most difficult dark night of the soul type things. Because you actually have to be honest with yourself about things that maybe you don't always want to be honest about. This is what the Judgment in reverse is. Now, sometimes this can be taking stock of your abilities. In reverse, not necessarily. It doesn't mean that you don't have abilities. Maybe you have abilities, but you're not actually taking advantage of that with the time that you've got. We only live so long, okay? Trying to balance your logical mind with your intuitive self and all of that good stuff. Trying to balance your skills and what you want with what you have to do kind of can be a little difficult. This is a dark night of the soul energy in reverse here, where you are reflecting and you are being very critical about yourself or your actions or your life experiences or your doubts. This is what this energy is. Now, the Pluto is transformation and change, okay? This is the crown chakra in reverse, okay? The Pluto is change, self-transformation, okay? And the crown chakra, you can receive guidance on this. This little speed bump or whatever you're dealing with, whatever created this dark night of the soul, there could be guidance. And as a matter of fact, the King of Cups in reverse, the King of Cups is a guidance kind of counselor type of energy right there. So this is a situation where you can actually be on the receiving end of guidance without taking things personally. The dark night of the soul is kind of deep, and sometimes you don't share these feelings very easily with people. But in this particular case, you have, or you might be, and now you're not sure, but you need to figure out where you're coming from. That's a speed bump that you go through. It's kind of like a revolving door type thing. Every now and again, you do that in your lifetime. Okay. Now, the Ace of Cups is the new beginnings energy. And it was the energy of the Cups, straight up, is emotional. Again, the Judgment card is linked with Pluto, which is got a lot of emotion. One of the things I didn't mentioned was the Judgment card is long-term generational. The Neptune card is also long-term generational. So we've got a lot of emotion here, which I mentioned straight up. And you've got two cards out on the table that say whatever this dark night of the soul, whatever this decision, whatever is going through your mind or your heart, that this has an impact on long-term generational. It's very sensitive, very sensitive, very sensitive emotional energy. Oh, I couldn't say very sensitive enough on this one because of the way the cards are laid out. Now the Judgment's in reverse and the King of Cups is in reverse. Both of the cards that are long-term generational are in the reverse position. This might indicate that the feelings that you have, that you're in your head, and that how you feel isn't going to have an impact long-term generational on anything or anybody. It's just in your head. So we don't need to worry about that. But the Ace of Cups here, we have Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, another emotional energy. And it's the beginning of in the Cups section. Now, usually, the emotional of the Ace of Cups can turn into something very deep. It can signify the beginning of something new. Okay? A very emotional seed that might grow. Okay. What I'm looking at is the energy of extending a helping hand. The energy of extending a helping hand is what I'm getting on the Ace of Cups. What do we have here? Crown chakra. Again, the crown chakra. You can receive guidance. Right? Two crown chakras, the energy of both on that same card. Okay? But with the Ace of Cups, you're not taking these things personally, okay? You're open-minded to new ideas. You're not taking anything personally. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but this looks like it was in your head. In your head. Either in your head or in somebody else's head. Whatever. This is like self-criticism. It has no impact on the long-term generational design of your life, your fate, anyone else's fate. It is completely in your head. Now, being the beginning, the Ace of Cups, of course it's a new beginning. It's a new beginning, has a lot of emotion, it's got all the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. You might be dealing with somebody who's a water sign. I mean, you might be. You might be thinking of somebody who is a water sign. Or you might be impacted by a situation that has a water sign in it, and you're all in your head about it. Okay? So, in these cases with the Ace of Cups, if you're in your head, you might need to work on your self-esteem. There might be some new beginnings. There's new friendships or new beginnings in some way along that, but you might need to work on your self-esteem. And then we go to the King of Cups, and that's in reverse. The King of Cups is connected to the Neptune. And like I said, another long-term generational energy. But because you're in your head here, that doesn't really have an impact on your fate. It's not like fated. It is just untrustworthy. The energy is untrustworthy. In the upright, the King of Cups is detaching from your feelings. Try to approach things from rational and logical viewpoints. Detach from what's going through your head. What's pulling you back, what it is that you're thinking about, what it is that's bugging you. Okay, the King of Cups energy is an energy where you can, like, you know how to control these feelings. You need to get a grip on it, basically. The King of Cups energy is telling you to get a grip on it. I know you're very sensitive. I can see the emotion just jumping right off of the table. Okay? But it does say that it's all in your head. And it does say that you can take control of this. Okay? The thought process that's going through your head right now is very manipulative. It's very, very negative. And you need to change that thought process and be more positive. Change the subject in your head. You're spending a lot of time by yourself. Okay, your new beginning. Okay, your new love. Venturing out mentally to something that might be new, something that might be exciting, something that you are emotional about or very excited about, that's going to take you out of this negative energy and help you gain control of what it is that's going through your head. I think that we've got something here. Okay, now let's see the learner deck. Let's see if we can clarify that Judgment in reverse. Again, the cards are very slippery. But you know what? Not as slippery as the others. The Judgment card is the Devil in reverse. Oh my goodness. There we go. See that Devil. See those two little people chained down there to the base of the Devil. Okay. You've got the Devil. Okay. But it's in reverse. So you're feeling a little bit imbalanced. Maybe your perspective is maybe a little off or something. You might be in a situation where you're clashing. I mean, logically, you know the reality of something, but what's going through your head is clashing with the reality of what it is, whatever it is that's bugging you. This might have to do with somebody that you're thinking of, or a situation that's really been bothering you. Okay? And what it's saying is that you're not being real about it. You're just like in your head, you're getting the wrong perspective. You need to change that right away. You need to change that right away. This is causing an imbalance. This is causing an imbalance. And you need to pull your head right out of there. And let's clarify the Ace of Cups. Another Judgment card, this time in the upright. If you can pull your head out of your butt. Oh, am I allowed to say that? Okay. You're obviously in your head. Okay. But if you can pull yourself out of this Black Knight energy, this negative thought process, whatever it is that you're focusing on that's creating all of this emotional energy, okay, there will be renewal. Okay, it does say self-evaluation again, so we're talking about some serious evaluation here. Inner reflection. I might suggest from personal experience that you try a little bit of meditation, that you closet yourself away from anybody that might be creating these things in your head, or focus away from whatever these feelings are stemming from. You have to remember the planetary alignments. We just moved into the new moon energy from Taurus to Gemini. Okay. Gemini ruled by Mercury, but Gemini pulled right up next to Jupiter for the next year. Gemini and Jupiter, not a good thing. This means that when everything's supposed to work out the way you planned it or the way you thought it would, it's not. Okay, and we're going to go through this energy for 12 more months. Okay, so the thing about it is, this is again self-reflection. That's twice in a row. The energy of self-reflection twice in a row. We've got more emotional energy cards up here. Neptune is sensitive. Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, all water signs and emotional. 2 cards that reflect long-term generational, but they're in the reverse. We're talking a very emotional. Oh my God. Is this going to go on forever? Is this going to have an impact on my whole family? You know, hey, it might have an impact on you, but you're all in your head about that. It's actually not going to lead to that at all. If you take a look at the King of Cups, we're talking the community card in reverse. Okay, it's not going to have a long-term impact. We're talking canceling your reunion. Oh my goodness. Is this all that's going through your head? That, you know, oh my God, the whole family is going to be unhappy about this? You're even going to leave home or cancel your family reunion over this? This King of Cups in reverse. Why? Why would you cancel a reunion? When somebody's having an emotional stability, an emotional instability, a doubt, they're in self-reflection, they're looking for answers, maybe verbally with the wrong person, okay, an untrustworthy person. You might be dealing with somebody who spends a lot of time by themselves. The King of Cups in reverse is normally caring and understanding. Okay? The King of Cups in the upright is usually a mature individual that's rational and logical. And all of that just went upside down in reverse. And all of that energy just said, oh, well, I'm going to postpone this. Okay, my whole family's unhappy about this whole thing. Okay, we're going to cancel the family get-together. We don't want any kind of conflict. Whatever it is, this energy is coming up, is going to have a devastating impact on the one person who is all up in their head. Because not only are they all up in their head and upset about whatever it is that is going on, the rest of the family just turned their back and said, we're not going to do that, so don't worry about showing up. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let's see what Citadel has to say, because you know what? I love Citadel. I really, 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 really do. I need to move these, though, because they're going to fall. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Move these because they're going to fall. And they still slide all over the place. Let's see what Citadel has about the Judgment card. I don't know if I'm going to go the full hour, you guys, because I'm talking pretty fast. It was kind of a spontaneous idea to set this up. Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me. Let's clarify the Judgment card in reverse. Okay, what about that? Why is it in reverse? Why is the Judgment card coming up in reverse? The Vengeance. Overcoming slights and making a choice. And it came out in reverse. What the Judgment card, you're all in your head. Is it about a slight? Or you think you've been slighted? And you're all in your head about that. Whatever you've been going over and over and over again, trying to figure out, how come you've been slighted? And it's in reverse. Well, does that mean that you weren't slighted? That you actually just think you've been slighted? 114. For anybody keeping track of the numbers. Vengeance in reverse. You've been wronged. And it's time to stand your ground and fight back. Whoever's standing in your way, face them head on. Don't let yourself be walked over. Take this moment to stand up for yourself. Use those feelings of anger to protect your position and everything that you've been building up until this point. Well, it does say overcoming slights. What if, from my experience, if somebody's going to say something negative about you, they usually do it behind your back. So how would you know that they're slighting you? Honestly. I mean, it's really, really hard to tell when somebody's very nice to your face all the time. How would you know that they're slighting you? But this can also be a choice to stand up. Okay? Say, hey, we're the same. How come you get treated differently than I get treated? What exactly is going on with that? Okay, there are lots of reasons why people make the choices that they make. But every now and again you get in your head about things and you go, okay, well, you know what, there's this and there's this and there's this. And, you can't just keep doing that. Eventually, you're just going to have to figure out that you are just as good as everybody else and stand up and let somebody know that, hey, how come, okay, and say what you have on your mind. Because you can't sit there in your head all the time about how you feel about certain things. You can go over and over and over all kinds of information, but this is creating an imbalance. And this is postponing real connected family reunions, even canceling them. Okay? To stand up. Well, you can't stand up and tell somebody exactly what you feel about something if they don't answer the phone. And to tell you the truth, how can you invite somebody to a family reunion if they moved and they didn't give you the forwarding address? Okay, there are situations that you might have that you cannot do anything about, and that is just the real world. Okay, so we're moving on here to the Ace of Cups, and that's the Panther in reverse. The Painter in reverse. Productivity and creation. So who cares? So who cares if nobody shows up at the family reunion? You've got things to do, right? It says the Painter, says the Creator. Well, from the title, I can figure out what that is. It's a positive, even though it's in the negative. As I know somebody who's a painter, and she's very, very good at it. The Painter in reverse. Doubt in your skills is stopping you from reaching your true potential and manifesting your plans. Whatever it is you're telling yourself you don't have the talent to achieve right now, stop and think. What are the risks of just going for it? And are your fears truly grounded in reality, or are you creating your own roadblocks? Didn't we just say something about that? All in your head. Okay, no family reunion. Everything's been canceled. That might be creating the situation where you're all in your head. Obviously, there's something that's creating the situation in your head that's telling you that you're not good enough either to be included or to be invited. You're not good enough so that what you're trying to do isn't going to turn out right anyways, because hasn't it always failed in the past? Okay. Do you get the general idea that you're creating these roadblocks? You're creating the roadblocks by yourself because you're all in your head about something. Whatever it is that started this, being all in your head, whatever it is that started this, isn't the real problem. You created that. It was all in your head. It has no generational impact. No matter what you do, you can sit there all month long and just go over and over and over again all of the reasons why, okay, you created it yourself. Okay? It doesn't have anything to do with generational impact. Your family has not been impacted in any way about the things that you are not letting go of. Your future is not actually really being impacted by all of the things that are going through your head that you really need to let go of. You're the only one stopping you. You're the only one stopping you. The thing is, if you're creating your own roadblocks, you didn't just run away. It's just leaving home. You didn't just run away from yourself. How are you going to run away from who you are? You need to take a good look at who you are. You need to come to terms with who you are. And you need to accept that. And you need to have a comfort level with that. And you need to work on your creativity. You need to work on your projects. You need to show all of the things that you are off as often as you can without being a total jerk. We all like a little show off once in a while, but you know what? You gotta let somebody else in the audience talk or share or be special as well. Okay? So, but you're holding yourself back because of all these things that are going around and around and around in your head. And it really is a dull conversation if you're sharing that on the phone with somebody who's really... You can't remember how many times you've brought this up, but they certainly remember how many times you're just in that like little headspace. And remember, this might be going on right now because of the planetary movement from Taurus into Gemini. Because Gemini is paired with Jupiter, which is basically turning an upright card completely upside down. You're going to get an abundance of something, but it's not exactly going to be the abundance of what you want. That is the planetary activity for the next year. That is especially big reason why you need to get out of your head. And you need to stop self-sabotaging. I see a lot of water energy. And I did run across information about Cancer not very long ago, self-sabotaging. The water energy of Cancer, self-sabotaging. I think I saw the same thing about Capricorn, self-sabotaging. Getting in your head about things, not moving forward. Holding on to things that actually shouldn't have anything to do with what you're doing that day. Let that water slide underneath that bridge. Let it move on. Start something that is positive. Go into the direction of what you're most interested in doing. Okay? Get through that day. It is just unfortunate that all of this energy is having an impact on postponing family get-togethers or contact. Family contact might be the thing that created this problem. Or lack of it. You know what happens when you stop having family contact? You know what? The longer it goes on, the harder it is to fix or change. And the family can get smaller. And how in the world can you have a family reunion when there's only one person in the family that you talk to, and that happens to be you? Okay, so I think this might have to do with family, a lot more than I like to admit. Was the King of Cups says, the puppeteer, explanations and apologies. Why would we need explanations? You've already figured it out. They don't have to explain. You already knew. They don't have to apologize. Honestly, is that where you're at? Of course that's where you at. You knew all the time. The whole time you knew. And you don't need to have anybody really explain it. The chance of them actually, because of a tarot card, picking up the phone and giving you an explanation is probably pretty small in the real world. In the real world. You are living in the real world. Okay. We hope so. Because you got Pluto and you got Neptune, and both of those have the word fantasy shouting out at me. Okay? If you're living in a world of fantasy and you seriously think somebody's going to reach out and explain something or apologize, you might be disappointed. The card says this, though. Let's read this. The soft curls of sawdust litter the floor, and the scent of wood shavings fill the air. Shelves, cupboards, tabletops are covered with wooden figurines, some half assembled, some not yet fully carved, each one lovingly made and tenderly painted. The puppeteer does not know the fear of being alone. The loneliness calls. They simply create their own company, but these puppets will never be the equal of human companionship. And though they will not admit it to themselves, the puppeteer will never be fully satisfied. Conjuring real social skills can be a challenge. People have their own feelings, their own lives, and it's easy to say or do the wrong thing. You're not the only person to have made an embarrassing mistake in the past, so own up to it and smooth things over. An apology or explanation is a small price to pay for maintaining an important relationship. Well, there's the bottom line. An important relationship, if you're all by yourself, is that you? Because if you're sitting all by yourself, where's the important relationship? They're gone. Right? There are people that have a comfort level working or being in solitude. They can put massive, massive amounts of time being in solitude. But they're not. They're surrounded by people. Whatever their daily activities are, there are people. You know, some of them, you know them by name. Some of them are just people behind the register. Okay, you're surrounded by people. Okay, you have the ability to communicate with these people that don't know you intimately. But you are alone. Those people that you're surrounding yourself, that you don't know their names, those aren't meaningful relationships. So there's kind of a problem here where it says that you're alone and maintaining important relationships. It is really hard to maintain important relationships, but if you're alone, the first thing that you need to do is develop relationships that become important, and that can take a very, very, very long time. It's also impossible to do if you're always by yourself. Now, I always have an excuse for being by myself. That's because I'm busy working, and you know what? The work's not going to get done if I'm running out there socializing and wasting my time trying to meet people that have very full lives and who really don't need to add any more people to their list of contacts. So there are people that are just hermits. It's not like we want to be alone all the time. It's just there's work to do. And you know what? The only way that work gets done is when we're by ourselves. But you have to set aside a little bit of time to go out in a social environment, at least just to be seen, and to run up to perfect strangers, shake their hands and say, "Hi, my name is." You don't need to go that far. But you know what? If there's an event or something where the community is going to be there, or, you know, it meant the church, okay, and you really need to make these changes, or you really have been working towards the idea of it, it might be helpful. The most important thing is whatever you do choose to do, you have to be comfortable with it. Now, Divine Time Oracle. As long as we have to be comfortable with it, let me ask the Divine Time Oracle about a time box. Okay, if we extend ourselves, with not in an ostentatious way, but plant ourselves where we can be seen, take a little bit of that work time and extend yourself in a social way to be in one place or another where you might be able to run into like-minded people. About how much time might it take for a little bit of success? I'm not talking about like making best friends overnight. We're talking about meeting somebody around May. Okay, this is actually June. May just passed. So we're talking about maybe this time next year. It might take a year. It might take a year of putting yourself out once in a while. You don't have to stop all of the work that you're doing, but extending yourself once in a while into places where you know local people are at, and not when they're doing their shopping. It's the worst time. Focusing on doing their shopping, they're not like trying to meet you, trust me. But being in a situation where you can sit and you're surrounded by other people that are dining. Would not recommend a bar if you are clean and sober, but there are some people that make their friends that way. I actually am living in a place I think I gotta drive 2 states away to even find a bar, so I don't know. Restaurants or going to a movie theater. Again, I'm living in a place where you have to actually move out of state. You have to travel out of state practically to find a movie theater where I'm at. Okay, so I might have a small problem. There's nothing but parks. But you know what? You could do that too. Take a day away from your busy life. I mean, you're not dragging strangers home. Take a drive to the park. Take a walk around the park. Sit underneath a tree, enjoy the nature. Say hello to 1 or 2 people that you run into when you're not sitting in your car. It'll take about a year or 11 months. You might have a little bit of success. Okay. I think that's the message for today. I do appreciate you coming and visiting me, Timeless Energy. We will be making this video into small edits and spattering them around the internet every now and again. Okay. You might catch one of the edits from Timeless Energy Shorts. I do have another channel, Out the Door Tarot. If you're not aware of it, I do that 2-card every single day. Not exactly at the crack of dawn, but I do try to do it every single day. Okay? I do appreciate your support. If you haven't done it already, press like or press subscribe. Okay? Don't forget to come back and see me again. I really, truly do enjoy visiting with the supportive members of the collective and the followers and all of that. And I will put out another video as soon as I can. Press like, press subscribe, and come back to see me again. Thank you.